To our regular meeting of the Kaufman County Commissioners Court. Today's Monday, February the 13th. It's 9 o'clock, and we'll begin with our invocation here just in a moment. If you have an item on the agenda that you wish to address, please fill out the form and present that to the county clerk, and then that will let you address the court whenever that item appears on the agenda. I've asked Commissioner Allen to give the invocation this morning. We'll also have both pledges, so if you'll join with me in standing.
Father, we're so grateful to be here today. We thank you for the country in which we live, and for those who in the past have given their life for the freedom we enjoy, and for those today who still protect us as we get to enjoy these liberties. We're also so grateful for your Son who died for us, that we know that someday that we can live pain-free and with you to worship you continually. Forgive us of all the things we've done wrong. In your Son's blessed name.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. The only item I have in the way of routine correspondence is I placed on the desk and around the table a list of unfunded mandates that the state of Texas has continued to pass over the years. And if you need extra copies, if you'll contact my office, I'll certainly be happy to give those to you. Other than that, we'll move right into the consent agenda. Item A is to discuss and consider and approve deputations of Amy Keithley, Joseph Smith, Lowell Smith, Nellie Mendez, Martha Barbosa, Kelly Rinks Morgan, Diana Dowdy Perez, Nikki Miller, Shaquilla Carpenter, Liliana Montez, Ruth Law, Cecil Guerrero, Carla Cook, Philip Osteen, Teresa Floyd, Crystal Cruz, Kathy Stevens, Beverly Atkins, Claudia Soto, Catherine Baker, Lisa Compton, and Lana Crow for the Kaufman County Tax Assessor's Collector's Office. Item B is to discuss and consider approving deputations of John Sullivan and Vanessa Brooks as deputy constables and Dan Sharp as Reserve Deputy Constable in Kaufman County Precinct Number 4. Item C is to present and accept Kaufman County Emergency Services District Number 3, the financial statements for fiscal year 2016. D is to present, and you have a copy of the Star Transit Demand Response on Call Ridership report for the month of December 2016. Item E is to discuss and consider approving a sale telephone allowance for Constable Chad Jones in Kaufman County Precinct Number 4. And F is to discuss and consider renewing membership of County Judges and Commissioners Association of Texas paying annual dues. Anybody have any questions or any comments about anything on the consent agenda?
Make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Allen and a second from Commissioner Phillips. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Item number 3 is to discuss and consider approving a request by Trinity Valley Electric Cooperative to place poles on county property on the northwest side of Griffin Lane, located in Kaufman County Precinct Number 1. Commissioner Hunt asked that be discussed today.
TVC contacted me and they want to have to move across the road and change their original plans. So to do that, we're going to have to go across some easement. It's all bottom land, it's all, they do a lot of cleaning and stuff, it's a creek bed, so they will run the power line. No use for that at all.
Okay. And I believe you've got an map that shows the exact location where that is. Anybody have any questions? Do I have a motion? Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Barber. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Phillips. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Item Item number 4 is to discuss and consider a project agreement with the city of Kaufman for a replacement of the culvert on Mockingbird in Kaufman County, precinct number 4.
They had a blowout of a 4-foot pitch on culvert during the last rainstorm, and so we have a project agreement signed and we have to do coat hands, and us getting put it in. I'll make that motion.
We have a motion from Commissioner Allen, we have a second.
Second.
Commissioner Phillips seconds the motion. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Item number 5 is to discuss and consider a project agreement for the city of Crandall to patch various potholes totaling cost about $250. That's also the Kaufman County precinct number 4.
We have that back.
You have it signed by the city?
Yes.
Perfect.
And so it's just like a half dozen holes, and we used to do a patch to do it like we did the last time. So, thank you. As long as we get there, fix it, it's what it was. So,
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Allen, we have a second from Commissioner Phillips. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. All right, moving right along, item number 6 is to discuss, consider entering into an interlocal agreement for road work between Kaufman County, Texas and the city of Forney, Texas, pursuant to Texas Government Code 791. This is in Commissioner Phillips' precinct.
It is.
We have it, we have an agenda request here, and it's precinct 2 would like to enter into an umbrella interlocal agreement forming subsequent project agreements to follow as the city and county work out what projects they wish to complete and the priority of those projects. The city will send over the signed ILA by Wednesday, February 8th, and I will forward it to the court. So you may not have all of that yet. Okay, you want to table that?
No, we won't be, I thought, Rebecca,
Yes. No, the city passed it in their council meeting
Right.
last Tuesday.
Last
And then we forwarded, I think, a copy of it to the county judge's office for the packet on that 8th. Was it not attached to it?
All I have is this agenda request. I don't remember seeing anything else.
If they have it.
Yeah, I just went. Yeah.
We're still waiting, I think, for the signed copy from the city, from John Thatcher, the city attorney in Forney. And
Well, the city manager is right there, man.
Hey,
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 can you vouch for us, sir?
He might have a copy of it, signed.
do you have a signed copy?
I don't have the signed copy, but the city council did pass it. Our apologies for not getting it to you. Our city secretary is out on medical leave, so Mr. Thatcher and I are both filling in as city secretary, and we're both failing miserably in that process, but we will have that to you hopefully by the end of today or tomorrow at the absolute latest, because I know I have a meeting back here tomorrow with you, Judge. So,
Okay.
I know the town disaster, for me, with the weather and everything else that's going on, they help me with this. I don't know if it's going to put it off there, it's too big.
What I can do is I can summarize basically what that agreement says. Rebecca and I have worked with John Thatcher, the city of Forney attorney, to get an agreement that we believe is certainly a legally acceptable agreement pursuant to the commission's court permission. But basically, it's an agreement between the county of Kaufman and the city of Forney for, the city currently has a need for road maintenance, enhancements, repairs, and other projects that will provide a public benefit to the citizens of the city and the county. And that per the Interlocal Cooperation Act of the Texas Government Code, these are the recitals that are basically in that agreement. And it's a short agreement, so I'll just read this quickly if that's okay. The county agrees to provide the labor, equipment, and materials necessary to complete the road maintenance, enhancements, repairs, and other projects that may be requested by the city and accepted by the county. The city agrees to provide funding for the road maintenance, enhancements, repairs, and other projects as follows. Upon receipt of a written estimate from the county for specific repairs or other work, the city will remit the agreed amount of funding to the county in the manner described below. The written estimate submitted by the city will become a part of this agreement upon submission to an acceptance by the city. And what that means is that this interlocal agreement will be kind of like an umbrella interlocal agreement, so that any time the city of Forney and the county of Kaufman agree to an estimate and a written estimate of the work, then that's incorporated by reference as a part of this agreement. Okay, and then the city of Forney will submit the funds to Kaufman County. The auditor's office will take receipt of those funds in a line item, but they will not be released to Precinct 2's Road and Bridge account until the work is completed and the city of Forney and the county of Kaufman agree that the work is completed. So basically, our auditor's office will kind of hold those funds in a type of escrow line item until the work is done. Proceeding in order, no work shall commence on a road or other project until the required funds have been deposited by the city with the Kaufman County Treasurer's Office. Said funds shall be placed into an escrow account pending completion of repairs. Once repairs are completed and accepted by the city on a road or other project, the funds will be released from escrow to the county. Repairs and other work are to be made in a good and workmanlike manner and in accordance with the conditions in each specific estimate for such types of repairs and other work. The terms of this agreement shall be from 1 year, that's this interlocal agreement, from the effective date hereof, and may be renewed annually until a particular project's completion and upon the written consent of the city and the county. However, the city and county agree that each shall exercise a good faith effort to proceed in a timely fashion with its respective responsibilities under this agreement, taking into consideration time of year and the prevailing weather conditions. To the extent allowed by law, the county agrees and is hereby bound to hold the city whole and harmless from any act or omission of any representative, agent, customer, employee, and or invitee of Kaufman County. To the extent allowed by law, the city agrees and is bound to hold the county whole and harmless from any act or omission of any representative, agent, customer, employee, and or invitee of the city. And basically what that means is Kaufman County is going to hold the city harmless. The city is going to basically hold Kaufman County harmless. It's pretty much an indemnity agreement. And then this agreement represents the entire understanding of both the city and the county and may not be changed, altered, or modified without prior written consent of the city and the county. So that's the whole agreement. It's basically an umbrella and local agreement where estimates and agreements can be entered into between the city and the county, money deposited in the county's auditor treasurer's office. Upon the satisfactory completion of the project, the money is released, and then multiple estimates and agreements can take place. It's a 1-year agreement that can be renewed annually if both the city and the county want to renew it. And basically, we were hoping, we just don't have the signed copy for the county today. And if the commissioners are comfortable, we can agree to you can pass this agreement, and then when we get the signed agreement, Judge Wood can sign it, but that's strictly up to the commissioners. Do you have anything else, you?
No, because I know it's passed, the city council passed it.
Yeah. We have testimony on video at one out. Good. So do I have any questions from anybody? You're not, do you have something, you're not here to speak on the agenda? I don't have your form.
Right.
I will let you speak if you have something that.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, yes, we'll receive that money in the treasury, and the treasurer will be responsible for holding that. And of course, the auditor will do the accounting.
That's all in the agreement.
Right. Well, I just wanted to clarify that it would be the treasurer. And I didn't hear, what if the city and the county disagree when a project is completed? Is there an arbitration of a dispute as to Skeet thinks he finished the project according to specs and there's some disagreement with the city? That was the normal time.
There's not a provision for that in the agreement, basically. We would just, because Because otherwise, it would be the city or the county suing each other, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the, interlocal. We just want to try to have the written estimates, written clearly, so that each party, the city and the county, knows what is expected and what would be acceptable. And then, if not, we'll just have to work out a solution at that time based on how the agreement's written.
Madam, we're hoping for money.
We got the money.
We got money.
It's no different than the other agreement we already have anyway.
So I have a motion on this.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second? Second from Commissioner Allen. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Mr. Fisher, thank you for being here this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate your working on this with us. Item number 7 is to discuss and consider approving request by Commissioner Steve Phillips to appoint Stephen Davis and Don Kramer as members to the 2017-2018 Kaufman County Historical Commission. This is something we discussed last meeting, and Commissioner Phillips has 2 people from his precinct that really helps balance out the precinct. So,
Yeah, they both want to do it, they turned in their application, so. I'll make a motion.
okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. A second from Commissioner Hunt. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Those opposed. Also, item number 8 is to discuss and consider approving a request by Commissioner Terry Barber to appoint Henry Chuck Shepherd as a member of to the 2017-2018 Kaufman County Historical Commission. Same thing with this one. This is an additional person from precinct 3. You want to put that in the form of a motion?
Yeah, make a motion that we pass that.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Barber and a second from Commissioner Phillips. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Those opposed. We now are going to, I need a motion on item number 9 to exit the regular meeting and enter into a public hearing. Do we have a motion? Have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second? Commissioner Allen seconds. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Item number 10 is to have a public hearing regarding not allowing through trucks on County Road 250 located in the unincorporated area of Kaufman County Precinct 3 and placing no through truck signs on County Road 250. And Commissioner, I believe you provided the information on that, please with a map and everything.
I've got a map.
Yeah.
Y'all need a map? See, is Mr. Pilgrim here this morning? He was gonna try to make it, I hadn't heard from him. Okay. Basically, came to my attention that County Road 250, which runs west off of State Highway 205 in the far north end of Precinct 3, just before you go into Rockwall County. Apparently, 18-wheelers, particularly rock haulers and such, for some reason they believe that they can go through on 250 to get over to Colquitt Road where they're doing some work over there, and they cannot. It's private property. 250 actually dead ends into Mr. Pilgrim's property. And he's just requesting that we can put a sign up, because what they're doing is they're coming down 250 and they're turning around his private circle driveway, which has severely damaged his driveway several times and has crushed his culverts as well. He's had to replace them. And so he's requested that we put a sign up to try and prevent them, or at least give us some way to enforce if we do, if our law enforcement sees them come through there, they can enforce some kind of action against them for coming through there for the not obeying the through truck sign, no through truck sign. So that's basically what we're trying to do, is just get a sign put up for them for that area.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Would anyone care to come forward and speak on this matter? Anybody like to address this matter that's on the court agenda? Hearing none, I will accept a motion now to exit the public hearing. Commissioner Allen makes a motion, to have a second? Commissioner Hunt seconds the motion, all in favor say aye. Item number 12 is to discuss and consider not allowing through trucks on County Road 250 located in the unincorporated area of Kaufman County Precinct 3 and placing no through truck signs on County Road 250 located in the unincorporated area of Kaufman County Precinct 3. I have a motion in that regard. I have a motion from Commissioner Barber. Do I have a second? Commissioner Hunt seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Thank you very much for providing the maps. That helps a great deal, so we see exactly what we're being asked to do. All right, item number 13 is to discuss and consider approving a resolution for application for grant for murder trial through the Office of Governor, Criminal Justice Division, in the amount of approximately £111,000. If you'd like to come forward, we've been talking about this, and I think we're right on the verge of maybe getting the final reimbursement from the governor's office. And there is a resolution that you have a copy of that we need to submit, and hopefully the check's in the mail there.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. So we've been waiting and working hard and being very persistent with the governor's office to try to get as much as we can to cover this prosecution. And so the $111,000 is sitting there waiting for us to get the resolution in. There's one more office for it to go through. But it will cover things that were for the expert witness and things like that from the Brownlow case. So we're trying to recoup those items. So that leaves us with about a little less than $4,000 that didn't get covered in the prosecution of Mr. Brownlow. So that's pretty good, we think.
Okay, do we have any questions? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve this resolution. Commissioner Allen makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Phillips seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Item number 14 is to discuss and consider applying through the Office of the Governor's Criminal Justice Division for funding to purchase constables, immediate first responders, safety equipment.
Okay, so this is grant season. Everything is due on the 20th, and we have a few requests that are on here. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and talk about those. Is that okay?
Sure.
So we want to apply for rifle vests for all of our officers at the constables at the Sheriff's Department, our deputies at the Sheriff's Department, and our constables. So that'll be about 62 rifle vests. The rifle vests run, about 1,000 a piece, and so that would be 62,000 that would be applying for. So the application will be created. It goes in front of the scoring committee. If we score high enough, over 70, and if the money doesn't run out before it gets to us, then we would be funded for those, and the men would go ahead and purchase those items, and then be reimbursed from the governor's office for that. So the other item that we want to apply for too, we do not have rifle vests at all. We also want to apply for tactical gear for the SWAT team. It's expired, and they need something a little bit, stronger, better, easier for them to move in, just like the rifle vest. And there's a little bit more to that. Those are going to run about $3,000 a piece. And then they're going to need helmets, and they are going to need shield possibly, preferably maybe the shield that they push entry going into some type of situation. The vests alone are about $3,000 each, so that's about $36,000, and then the entry level shields are about $2,000 a piece, and then the helmets could run about $500 a piece because they will have the speakers with them so they can talk and communicate. So once all that's figured out, I was trying to figure it all out back there. But we should, we'll probably apply for maybe about $50,000. You can apply for up to $80,000, and so we're going to apply for about $50,000 of that.
Is that going to be stored also like the other?
It is. It goes. You write your application. It goes. There's a scoring committee. Judge suggested I sit on that about 4 years ago, I guess it was. And it really is useful. Of course, I'll have to, step out when they score ours. But everyone around the room is from all walks of life. So you have law enforcement, you have attorneys, you have doctors. You have everyone is sitting in there, and they all have questions about that. And then you're scored, and the higher score, of course, goes on the top of the chart. JAG money, that's what we'll be applying for. There's not a lot of money. There's just not a lot of money, so it runs out. ran out, I think, 3 ahead of us last year. So when we were asking for an officer, so we were right up there. By the scoring number, so the higher you score, now you have priorities. Last year we applied for an armored vehicle, that wasn't a priority. You know, so they have different priorities each year. Yeah, and there have been changes through our governor and our president. There's been a lot of changes. We used to not be able to apply for anything tactical, anything like a shield or a helmet. We weren't allowed to apply for that, so this will be the first year to apply for that again. Do you want me to just skip to the other one?
Well, let's go ahead and, I'm sorry.
Oh, I have one
I
more.
was kind of curious.
Well, I
She's
mean,
in the entry level one. I said, what's the big deal? I mean, is there a difference in the shields?
There is.
The big one.
So we want to ask for what we can get the best, and then you never put a name on there, so then the men can go through and find what they can find at the best cost. So they'll be able to pick what brand they want after we get funded. There's one more for me. And the next one on your paper, it is applying. Now this application will be filled out through the DA's office, and it says for a child abuse family violence investigator. We are going to change that to a liaison because for an investigator, we have to apply through the JAG funding. And as I said, there's not a lot of money in that line. We want to apply for a liaison through the Direct Victims Assistance. This year, there's $130 million in that hat. And there are a lot of continuing applications, so you can apply and hopefully be funded for 3 years. This liaison would be someone that would be called out by any of the law enforcement agents and our offices throughout the whole county. If there's a victim that's at high risk of being abused again, possibly, you know, maybe she's been strangled or they have been strangled or there's been a weapon involved, the offender would be taken to the jail, but as we know, they get out pretty soon. So the statistics say that if there's someone there and they can talk to that person right away, to that victim, they're more likely to get out of the situation. So for Kaufman County, we've been working really hard. The Sheriff's Department, VA's office, and all of the law enforcement agents want to work together and make this happen. So to help the victims.
So for sure it'll be funded for 1 year, maybe 3.
For 3, Could be.
So after the grant's over, if we want to keep it, it's back on our.
It could be after the first year. It sure could be. We will be working on this along with the other the women's shelters in the community. They are going to, in their grants, put a little bit of funding, you know, ask for funding to help along with this program. And then there's another area that's a therapeutic writing arena. She's going to ask for counselors to bring these victims out to her place to help them. And so that everyone is working together, and this will be very good for our county.
What's the dollar amount?
We don't have the dollar amount right now. We're working on the salary. I'm waiting for the DA to get with me. There's no cap in this. And there is also a vehicle available. They state it as a minivan. And so we're not sure if we're going to have to figure that one out. Minivan being because they might have to move that family out of the house. And I'm sure that's why they want a larger vehicle.
any other?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go back to item number 13. That is the grant. We approved that already. Okay, let's go to 14. And that would be the one on the first responders equipment for the constables, the rifle vest. Do you have
And
any
the
questions
Sheriff's
about
Department
that?
also.
And the Sheriff's Department as well. All, do I have a motion? Consider that. Commissioner Phillips makes a motion. Commissioner Barber seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Item number 15 is to discuss and consider applying through the Office of Governor's Criminal Justice Division for funding to hire a child abuse family violence investigator. We just had that discussion. Anything else you need to add on that?
Just a liaison is what we will call them.
Right. So I know I've heard Judge Wiley say that this is, I'm sure we have others here in the audience, this continues to be a big issue in our county, and it's something that we need to do all we can to remove kids and people that are in those very volatile situations. So they have a motion concerning item number 15. Commissioner Phillips makes that motion. Commissioner Hunt seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Alrighty, item number 16.
I spoke about it, I'm
I
sorry.
think it's priority 16.
I want to go ahead and do 16, so we can move on to 17. Discuss and consider approving retired constable Ryan Morris to purchase his issued handgun for 50% of the fair market value. I believe that's what we've done in the past, and at least I think you've been working on that.
Yes, I did. I believe I provided in your packets the estimates, 50% of those estimates.
Anybody have any questions about that? No? Make a motion. Have a motion from Commissioner Allen. Do I have a second? And a second from Commissioner Barber. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. All right, now let's go back to item 17. Discuss and consider applying to the Office of Governor's Criminal Justice Division for funding to purchase deputy safety equipment, rifle vest, and tactical vest.
And that one will be just the tactical vest.
Not the rifle vest.
What we did is we blended the rifle vest together in one application and the tactical vest in one, but the constables and the sheriffs will get rifles, and then just the sheriff's SWAT team will get the SWAT.
Okay, you have any questions about that or anything? Have a motion from Commissioner Allen. Do I have a second? Commissioner Phillips, seconds motion. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Item number 18 is to receive the sheriff's report. Brian, thank you always for presenting this to us.
Yes, sir. I think it's kind of pretty basic. Y'all are understanding the information that we're providing now. I'll just kind of let you look at it if you have any questions for me. You can see our call volume's up quite a bit still. So, and then we're still maintaining around 105, 106 inmates, U.S. Marshal inmates.
Anybody have any questions of the sheriff?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Thanks for good.
Well, I mean,
It's,
the report looks good.
it's our
That means
business.
that looks good, that we haven't had any crime.
Right. It's our business. So that's what we do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty, item number 19 is to discuss and consider an upgrade to the jail facilities camera and DVR security system in the amount of $108,798.08 using the TexMAS contract. Contract number 5-8407. Lisa?
Now, I'm not sure, does this need to be tabled? Was there going to be some further discussion?
No, I think we don't table it. We're just going to, me and George are sitting down and going to meet with him. I think we'll get the price a little bit low, but I think we're just going to want ultimately meet with him. So we'll ask that we go ahead and approve it, and then we'll come back with a thought, dollar amount if it, because we think we'll get a little bit low.
The lower way.
Yes.
Always good to have a little lower.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna sit down and talk to George, and there's some equipment things, so I've already called him. We're gonna sit down and have a meeting to discuss this. But ultimately, we've got to have it done. And George wants, we think we can go to them because they're vendors that's done everything out there. They're very reliable, good people. We're gonna haggle on the prices a little bit. So George knows the prices a little better than that.
Lisa, is that okay?
Yes, less is always better.
All righty, do I have a motion on item number 19?
We've already got the budget. Yes, and it's already a budget. We budgeted it.
It's in the budget.
Yes, it was budgeted.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Allen and a second from Commissioner Barber. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Number 20 is to discuss and consider purchasing two 2017 Chevrolet 1500 pickups for the Sheriff's Department in the amount of $71,494, utilizing five-year contract 5/21/16.
Yes, sir. As you see from the attached quotes, that this is seems to come in. And let me back up just a little bit. Whenever it comes to the vehicles out of the Sheriff's Department, we have to work with vendors that will outfit the vehicles and
So
work
these
with the
vehicles
others.
totally outfitted with all the safety equipment and all.
They will be, except for there may be a few ads, but not anything. This is the the meat of it here.
All right. And these pickups will be used for?
This is our commercial motor vehicle.
Okay.
We're running 08 vehicles now that are beginning to get wore out.
Okay.
So we've got to upgrade them. We've been getting what they're unsafe.
And this is money that is budgeted also.
That is correct. If you remember, we bought 5, we budgeted 10, or we asked for 10 in the budget. Y'all went ahead and bought 5 out of last year's budget, and we already had the money budgeted this year for these 5. But we come under budget on all this.
All right, I have a motion on item number 20.
Make a motion.
I have a motion from Commissioner Phillips, and second from Commissioner Barber. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Item number 21 is to discuss and consider purchasing 5 2017 Dodge Chargers for the Sheriff's Office in the amount of $135,640, including the buyback contract 5/21/16. And I believe you're getting away from the Tahoes of this particular situation.
Well, in this situation, that's how we come under budget, is we're gonna purchase 5 of them. 4 of them are for transport. I just can't see spending $43,000 for transport throughout the county on highways. So that's why we're gonna try these vehicles, and we're gonna put 1 in the fleet and see how it holds up. So we're gonna change it. Oh, yes. So we're gonna see if we can maybe diversify the fleet a little bit, see if we can hold up. Talk to DPS and other people, and they're saying we will be lucky if we get 50 out of them, but I think we gotta try.
Well, if you're going to use up some of them for transport, that's
Yeah,
different.
and that's a different beast. So 4 of them transport, we're gonna put 1 out there on the street and see how it goes.
So we have the money in the budget.
And we're all on the budget, we budgeted for 5 Tahoes, so this is totally on the budget. I think we saved about $5,000 to $8,000 out of it.
Okay, good. Lisa, is this your recommendation?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion. Commissioner Barber makes a motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Phillips seconds the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Number 22 is to discuss and consider purchasing a boom mower for Precinct 4 Road and Bridge in the amount of $58,330 using buy-board contract number 44714.
Yes, sir. This was brought by Commissioner Allen. He needs this to go onto the tractor that we approved last Commissioner's Court. We didn't have all of the quotes and all of our supporting documentation to get them done at once, so we have to come back and approve the attachment.
Anybody have any questions about that? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Commissioner Allen makes that motion. Do I have a second? Commissioner Phillips seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. All righty, item number 23 is to discuss and consider approving a resolution in opposition to Senate Bill 2 and the imposition of additional revenue caps on Texas counties. I have 2 people that have asked to speak to this. The first one is Jimmy Brzalik, who lives here on FM 987, and he would like to speak on item number 23. So,
Judge, is the second one a representative from Bob Hall's office?
yes.
Oh, please let him speak first.
You want him to speak?
Yes.
Okay. And this is Destin. Make sure I pronounce your name right.
That's great.
And you're here to speak on behalf of Senator Hall, you're his district director.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Thank you very much for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This morning, I just have a statement from Senator Hall regarding this proposed resolution, and with respect to the court's time, I'm going to get right into it. I was contacted by multiple constituents from Kaufman County who expressed their concerns that the county was considering passing a resolution opposing Senate Bill 2, the Texas Property Tax Reform and Relief Act of 2017. Their concern was that the resolution contained several statements that were inconsistent with the reading of the bill, and they requested that I clarify the inconsistencies. I was provided a link to the proposed resolution. After reading the proposed resolution, which appears to have been drafted by an Austin lobby group, I understood their concerns. I fully respect everyone's right to have and express their opinion. However, elected officials have a fiduciary responsibility to the people they represent to base their opinions on accurate facts, not myths. Another way of saying this is everyone has a right to their own opinion, but not to their own set of facts. And I fully respect any municipality's right to petition state government on any subject, but I also feel the people they serve deserve to have the petition be based on fact and be intended to serve the people's best interests. I regret that I am unable to attend the meeting to discuss and answer any questions anyone may have, but as most people know, the legislature is in session and I am in Austin. But I offer the following explanation in lay terms to clarify for those who have not read the bill or do not understand it. Hopefully this will be helpful to all concerned. Unfortunately, I do not think it will stop the Austin-based lobby group from continuing to solicit opposition to Senate Bill 2 by publishing misleading information. Unfortunately, the draft petition with regards to the pending legislation on Texas property tax reform I was requested to review is replete with misstatements, inaccuracies, and is clearly anti-taxpayer. The boilerplate resolution, opposition to Senate Bill 2 and revenue caps, being considered by various municipalities, including Kaufman County, was crafted by someone who either has not read the bill, does not understand the bill, or intentionally crafted the document to mislead the public. Best guess is that the resolution was written by a statewide lobby group concerned that the millions of dollars of taxpayer money they receive each year might be adversely impacted by the legislation. Currently, taxpayers have little or no say in property taxes they are required to pay. An effective tax rate that increases at only 7% per year will double a property tax in only 10 years. While current law allows citizens to petition for a rollback election when the effective tax rate exceeds 8%, successfully getting all the signatures and paperwork necessary is an exceptionally difficult and time-consuming task for ordinary citizens. A key benefit of the citizens, or to the citizens rather, is that Senate Bill 2 simply triggers an automatic rollback election for the citizens when the elected officials want to adopt an effective tax rate increase for services that exceeds 4%. If the citizens want the additional services, they simply approve the increases to any percentage they choose in the election. There's no limit on the services or the amount of money the elected officials can spend. Let me repeat this to make it crystal clear. Senate Bill 2 does not place a cap that limits revenue or spending for any municipality. An increase in excess of 4% in the effective tax rate simply needs taxpayer approval. Senate Bill 2 is a taxpayer-friendly bill. Senate Bill 2. The Texas Property Reform and Relief Act of 2017 will at long last provide Texas citizens a meaningful voice in limiting out-of-control property tax growth. It is the ultimate in local control by the citizens.
About 15 seconds.
For far too many years, citizens have been subjected to increases in property tax growth, which are many times greater than median household income growth. Quite often, this excessive growth in property taxes has been to fund inefficiencies or for projects that are not a core function of government. This growth has forced families to sell their family homes because on fixed incomes they could not afford the continuous annual rapid escalation of property tax. With respect to the time of the court, I'll end there. But I would like to preface before I leave that I will make a digital copy of the entire statement available to all the members of the court, including yourself, Judge. Yes, sir.
How does Senator Hall feel about local control at the local entities? Does he feel like that we should have local control?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So how does that correspond with this particular Senate bill?
Well, so this bill just takes it to the people directly. So, you guys as a court or, different cities, municipalities can propose a budget and it just gets the final say of the people. That's in excess of 4%.
So should that apply to the Texas Senate as well?
I can't say to whether it should or not, but I think that you and I both know my boss is very much in consideration of putting constraints on the legislature.
Did you get a copy of this list of unfunded?
Yes, sir, I do have that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Would you make sure that Senator Hall, and I plan on writing him a letter, the reason that local taxing entities many times wind up having to increase taxes is because of the multitude of unfunded mandates that come from the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
And that is not correct. That's not proper. If you're going, and many of the mandates are good, there's no question about that, but many of them are expensive as well. If you're going to pass a mandate, please give us the money to do that with.
Yes, sir.
One of the biggest unfunded mandates we have in Kaufman County is the indigent defense. We spent over $1 million last year, out of last year's budget, actually $1.3 million or somewhere along in there, on indigent defense. Do you have any idea how much the state of Texas reimbursed us on?
No, sir.
A little over $100,000. That is a state responsibility. And that's what this document does.
Yes, sir.
So to me, it doesn't really seem like that we're talking about apples to apples. We are local government. We are local control. Just like the school boards and the cities in this county all over the state. And as far as paid lobbyists, you know who these are? the Texas Association of Counties, the County Judges and Commissioners Association, which we are members of,
Yes, sir.
the Texas Conference of Urban Counties, which we are a member of, and the Texas Association of County Auditors. So that's the lobbyists you're talking about. They're not some group of folks down there that are trying to, sneak something through. Our tax rate in this county has not been increased in 6 years other than by the vote of the people whenever we had the
Yes, sir.
bond election.
Yes, sir.
So, that's the ultimate in local control is the 5 people that sent around. We are a representative democracy. And so I would ask that the senator and you, if you have an opportunity, I'm happy to meet with the senator one-on-one.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but happy to facilitate a meeting. I'd be
Plan on doing that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a lot of other people. So, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
And Commissioners, do you have any questions of him being here, destined for being here?
Yes, sir. And I would just say too, with regard to this, one of the things that our office works really hard to do is to find unfunded mandates that you think should be reconsidered.
Every one of these in here.
And I was going to say, it is like pulling teeth to get a hard list of actual unfunded mandates that we can look at, maybe having lifted. And this does exactly that.
We can give you the dollar amount.
Yes, sir.
That it affects Kaufman County on each one of these that we participate in.
That's
where the rubber meets the road.
Yes, sir. And remarkable, and I just wanted to extend my gratitude on behalf of my boss for this, because, like I said, we ask for this all the time, and very rarely do we get it.
Well, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
This is how democracy works, and we
Yes, sir.
appreciate your comments.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty, do we anybody have any questions?
I think we got to give it.
Commissioner, I thought you said you didn't want to speak.
No, I wanted him to speak first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you can come on up.
Can I see your copy of the resolution? I didn't want to print out the whole 100 pages. All right, Jimmy Brazali, 6769 FM 987, Terrell, Texas. I too am here to speak on the Senate Bill 2, and I wanted the representatives, person to speak first to explain the majority of it. And I agree with both of y'all, actually, because I've been here and we suffered through these unfunded mandates. But actually, the majority of these bullet points in this opposition resolution to this really doesn't have anything to do with Senate Bill 2. I think we signed a resolution that sent to Austin, didn't we, on opposing unfunded mandates at one time?
Yes, sir.
And I think that would be a good thing to do again at this time and send it to our state rep and our senator. But the majority of these, don't really apply to this SB 2. And I've got a few things here to the bullet points on that the representative had in his Capitol Hall report. But I think it'd be a little bit hypocritical of the court to send this resolution to the legislature with the pretense of representing the citizens, because this SB 2 is a citizen protection bill. It gives, all the rights back to, not all the rights, but many of the rights back to the citizens. Every aspect of this bill gives the taxpayer more control over the taxing system, and that's a good thing. The only reason a politician would oppose this bill is because it would empower the taxpayer to have the ability to be involved in the appraisal and taxing structure of their property. Vote for this resolution is a vote to silence the taxpayers. Very important point in this bill is mandating that all members of the appraisal district board of directors must be elected officials within their respective counties. That's very important. Right now, Judge, can you tell me how the board members are put on the board?
Yeah, they're elected. I believe we have 7 on our appraisal district board. Commissioner Hunt, a member of it, I think. I was on the addition board way back in 1990, I think, when he first started. It was passed by the legislature as called the Pivotal Bill, which was to equalize values all across the county. And we have 7. They are appointed by the taxing entities within the county. And then there's one ex officio member, which is the tax assessor.
Okay. Well, and like I say, this mandating that the board members be elected officials, I think would, again, empower the citizens to have some control over board members. As it is now, you know, all the thing you can do is go up there and complain, and, you know, you go nowhere. And I know this firsthand because when I was commissioner, I attended a budget meeting, and then I voted against their budget because a board approved huge raises for every staff member 2 years ago. And then this year, Commissioners Court approved a budget that again had a huge raise for the chief appraiser. And nobody really has any say-so other than the Commissioners Court. But like I say, I suggest that you look at all these demands or these bullet points of this opposition, and I would like to see y'all pass a resolution, but not opposing Senate Bill 2, opposing unfunded mandates. Thank you very much for your time.
Anybody have any comments or questions for Commissioner Gonzalez? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All righty, gentlemen, you've heard the discussion here. I think it was a good discussion. Do you have any comments anybody would like to make before we vote on this resolution? So do I have a motion on approving the resolution as outlined on item number 23? I'll make that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Hunt seconds the motion. All in favor say aye if you'll raise your hand. It's unanimous. Accept.
I would like to look at it closer before I vote. There's some things that I like, there's a couple of things that I like to consider.
Okay, well, we have a motion on the floor, and so we have 4, counting myself.
Three.
Got 3.
I didn't vote that.
Okay, so we passed the motion on the 3-2 vote.
Because I talked to the DA's office a little bit about it.
Okay. All right, discuss and consider number 24 is to discuss and consider rescinding this Kaufman County Commissioner's Court order of December 12th, 2011 regarding the purchasing authority limit for new expenditures. I believe the DA's office has a documentation on that. You wish to speak to that?
EG's also been pretty instrumental in helping produce the documentation. You guys should have it in your packet. It has the original minutes from whenever the 25,000 limit was put into place, and then it also has the statute and then the proposed order. Basically, what it does is it clarifies the issues that we had back last year, the year before, as to whether or not it needed to be 25,000 or the statutory limit of 50,000, and this just rescinds that previous court order and makes it the statutory limit of 50,000 for our competitive bidding.
Basically,
Anyone have
it
questions?
doesn't make us just follow state law.
It does, but it also aligns with our county purchasing policy. This makes it very uniform.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. We have a second. Commissioner Allen seconds the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed. Okay, thank you very much. Item number 25 is to present a press release related to the August 2016 road bond issuance and the savings that will be realized by Kaufman County in the long term. This is something that our auditor has worked on, and so you want to give us just a bit of good information.
Sure. I think it was included in your packet for review. But 2014, Kaufman County voters approved a $56 million bond issue for road transportation projects. And in the first issue, we only did $30 million and kept some that were going to be spread over two-year intervals. And we started watching the interest rates and stayed in touch with our bond issuer and our advisors and counsel, and we decided to go ahead and issue the remaining $26 million of that bond issue. And in August 2016, we sold those at a premium, at a lower tax rate than we had been told that we would get that for. So if we had waited till this year, 2017, we would have spent a lot more in interest money. We wound up having a $2.7 million savings, and I included the table to show you what the debt service would have been and what the tax rates were at the time we sold and at the time if we'd have waited in 2017. Just wanted to make y'all aware that we did pretty good by saving some of that money like
By
that.
selling the bonds earlier.
Yes,
It
sir.
really saved us, because the interest rates have gone up, that's kind of, if you remember that. It's kind of, what is it, about $2 million? or-
2.7.
Yeah, that's crazy. All righty, item number 26 is to discuss and consider amending precinct 4 road bridge annual road report to include Atherton, Hillcrest, and Laredo. This is Commissioner Allen.
Yeah, looking back, I had Asia research this, and Mark, back in 2006-7 report, these roads were on there. And in 2007, when the official road report came out, when they do so, these roads were left off, we're not sure for what reason. I had Gage go back and do a map on it, and they are in Kaufman County. They are in Kaufman County taxes, road and bridge taxes. They're not very big roads, and yet they are roads that were there before and have been maintained years prior to this, 2007. However, that's a jagged line, it should drop down in Kaufman County on the map. There's all the big attention over is Henderson County and Kaufman County. So it's actually in Kaufman County, two roads are, so. That's what I meant, going back on to why they were left off, but they were left off at 7. There's nothing in any of the court minutes that says anything about them at all.
So is this the, I assume maybe you talked with the DA's office?
Yes.
And so,
Yes, we've talked, and Commissioner Allen brought his research, and basically what it looks like happened, that for some reason, the roads just didn't get included on the years after 2007 on the precinct 4 road report, and they should have been. And so, since the roads are not abandoned or anything, done where the roads should not be in Kaufman County, based on the research and the evidence that Commissioner Allen has, the way we need to put those roads back into the system is we just need to amend the road report for precinct 4 and include those roads.
okay. Anybody have any questions for the Commissioner or for DA?
The VA office said we looked at that one.
We'll take that one motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Allen. Do we have a second? Commissioner Barber seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. All righty, thank you very much. Item number 27 is to discuss and consider line item transfers. Good morning again.
Good morning. Do any of you have any questions? I know you probably haven't had time to really review these, but we got some refunds back on our wellness program and the extension's office hog out program, and we had to want to adjust their budget so they can actually use that money. So that's what these are for. And then the county library got $560 little grant, and we're just putting it in there so they can buy some other stuff for the library.
Anybody have any questions on the line item transfers? Not, I'll entertain a motion to accept that presented. Commissioner Phillips makes a motion, Commissioner Hunt seconds the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Item number 28 is the claim for payment. I believe we've all been email copies of that. Does anybody have any questions about any of the items listed?
Yeah, don't panic on your claims for payment. It's 3 weeks more of bills.
Right.
Because of the time frame.
I'm not gonna panic unless we run out of money.
$1,594,347.11.
All right.
A lot of that had to do with health insurance, just because of the 3-week period we wound up paying 2 different credits.
All right.
Motion,
Commissioner Phillips. Second by Commissioner Allen. All in favor say aye. Those opposed. All righty, I believe we're going to go ahead and enter into an executive session now pursuant to section 551.074A1 of the Government Code with reference to interview potential human resources director candidates. And then we'll also have a second executive session during this same time concerning pursuant to section 551.071(1)A regarding pending and or complicated litigation updates regarding following Seaway pipeline cause number 94270-422 and employment litigation. So do I have a motion that we enter into a executive session? Philip, we'll take a break right now before we do that. If you'd like to have a second.
I'm up here. This full-time job.
Time is 10:04.
Judge? Karen, we asked him who seconded that? I couldn't.
Jake Allen.
Thank you.
Welcome back. And we've had a motion made by Commissioner Phillips and a second by Commissioner Allen to exit the regular meeting and enter, to exit the executive session and enter back into a regular meeting. So all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Time is 11:17. And the first item is, it's written down, so that's is to interview, to 33, I'll get it out in a second, to discuss and consider appointing a human resources director. Do I have a motion in that regard? All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Phillips that we hire Laurie Poole, who is here with us today. Do I have a second?
We still have to add in that, pass the background check.
Pursuant to passing the background check.
And the drug check.
Yes. Yeah. Do we have a second? Commissioner Allen, any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All right. The other one is the second item we discussed with our attorney was the Seaway pipeline. I don't believe we have any action on that one, so we'll not take any action on that. So, do I have a motion we've already approved Ms. Poole, so do I have a motion now to adjourn this regular meeting? Commissioner Allen, second.
Second.
Commissioner Phillips, all in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Ms. Poole, we're glad to have you with us and look forward to meeting with you, and there's some other people I know that want to meet with you as well. So.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Sir?